Aflag and Praise TV proudly present Right in Focus with Aflag.
Bringing a child into this world is one of the most profound decisions that anybody can make. But should you bring a child into the world if you do not have the means to provide for their basic needs, such as food, shelter, education, and health? Many people argue that the poor should not have children, but is that not a complete infringement on their reproductive rights? This argument stems from the fact that the poor who give birth actually abuse the children, because in our culture setting, most people would have to engage the children in the economic activities that they engage in to support the family. Will we, in our setting, call it child abuse? And is that a good reason to say that because they cannot provide for their children, they should not have children? To help me discuss this is my very own friend who has already been on this show before, Victoria Nashikakwe. She's the CEO of Nave Company Limited, a very huge entrepreneur doing so many things in the sector of water and sanitation. She's a mother to 4 beautiful children. Welcome, Victoria Nashikakwe.
Thank you so much, Rita.
It's always lovely to have you.
Likewise.
Okay,
I love being here.
I know. And thanks for the support to Aflag always. Now, let's zoom straight into it. Should financial stability be a basis for having children?
Elon Musk said that people like him should have children. Me and you, we are not Elon Musk. Yes, it is. It should be. It should be the number 1, actually.
Really?
If not the 2, yes. Because these days, you can't just have kids and expect community to take care of your kids. Things have changed.
So you think it should be a requirement?
It is. It should be a requirement. Number 1 is your skills. Number 2 is your financial situation.
So those 2 should be requirements, basic requirements for you having a child?
Yes, it should be.
Okay.
It should be.
So it means you agree with those who say that it is fair to say that poor parents should not have children.
Being poor is not easy. Your mental health alone, you're struggling in life, what to eat, what to wear, where to go. And on top of it, you are bringing a child, and taking care of the responsibility of the child. Meanwhile, you are already drained as a human being poor. So why are you bringing another child on earth to take care of that child when you know you yourself, you can't take care of yourself and you're going to take care of another human being? So that is the issue. It's not even about all about being poor, but your mental state is the number 1. This is where we see parents abusing children, beating them, beating them, selling them, using them for unnecessary acts. Even at a point as young as 5 years, you want your child to start working so that you can get some small money to even eat. You understand? So your skills as a parent, and number 2, your financial capabilities are very, very important as a parent. So don't think that because I'm a human being and I have reproductive systems, or is my right, I should bring a child out there. I mean, you don't want to create more.
I actually think that what you are saying is an elitist mentality. Like, it's for the elites. Like, and I'm so glad you used Elon Musk as your opening statement.
Yes.
Now, how do you balance the reproductive rights of a poor person over the fact that they don't just exercise their rights by bringing children into the world they cannot cater for and subject these children to suffering? How would you balance the 2?
Your right comes with accountability. Your right.
Yeah.
You feeling that this is my right.
Yeah.
You should be accountable for something. So let's not just look at it's my right. Are you going to be accountable for what you produce? Are you going to be accountable for it? If not, and internally you are not ready, maybe some will say, well, they need to have sex as a form of entertainment because they don't have any other. Please, we have a lot of entertainment these days, even for the poor, jama, and all those kind of things.
By your people, your girl people in those girl communities.
Yes. So when you go to that community,
because you see that new set of girls are enlightened.
Yes.
So you don't do that. But the olden days and those who are at the very typical girl settings, like you rightly said, it is their form of entertainment.
Yes.
And even me from my hometown, the village I come from, sometimes they have no form of entertainment. So sex is their form of entertainment.
Yes. That is where we need to educate them when it comes to protecting yourself and family planning issues. Because honestly, when you go,
you think the person has money for family planning?
No, but sometimes it's free. I think we do have institutions that give it out for free. They educate, and also they educate them. You know, yes, there are methods that you can use that you don't have to let the woman get pregnant. Some women don't even know their cycle.
Yeah.
You know, so the education is that everything I'm going to say here still will end up with the education. You understand? You need to know your body. You need to know your cycle. You need to know, if I do this, this is what will happen. A lot of teenage pregnancies in the rural areas, they don't know anything.
Yeah.
They have no idea what goes on into the system. And even what happens to this. Maybe they know a little bit now, but not much. So all I'm saying is that once you as a man, and normally it's the man we will talk to, because when the child comes out, it is you that you go and name the child. Even if you don't name the child, you understand. So once you know that your pocket is not good and you are not ready, your mental health, you are not you are not ready to even take care of another human being. Let's not forget, you think you are going to just give birth. What about the person who is giving birth for the woman?
So what you said just brings me to there's been two trending issues on social media from Niger Twitter, or let me say Niger Instagram. The first one has got to do with a man who lost the wife, may her soul rest in peace, and our condolences to the family, because of 500,000 naira, which is equivalent to 5,000 Ghana cedis. Like, what is 5,000 Ghana cedis? Exactly. Should somebody die because of 5,000 Ghana cedis? Like, even 10,000, 20,000 in this current dispensation, should a woman lose her life because of 20,000 or 5,000 Ghana cedis? No. But she lost her life because the husband could not, and nobody in their family was, or amongst their friend circle, was able to give that amount for them to ensure that the woman was attended to. Other people are also blaming the hospital for rejecting them and that they could have treated them, and afterwards. But hospitals also have their story where they say that we treat them and afterwards they just run away and abscond with our money. So the point is, should this be a basis? And it brought about an argument on Niger Twitter that should it be a basis for women to be, I don't want to use the word materialistic, but women should look at the pocket of a man before agreeing to marry the man, or before agreeing to have children with a man. So for instance, if I'm coming for you, I should ensure that you have money so that I don't die whilst pregnant because of 50,000 Ghana cedis or 500,000.
I'm carrying your generations to come.
Our generations, anyway.
Yes.
I believe in both. It's both of us, our children.
Yes, yes. Good. You know, so if I'm not capable of, then the other party should be.
So a woman who is poor should not marry a man who is also poor. Is that it?
We are supposed to deal with X and Y. Why are we dealing with XX or YY? I don't understand.
So a poor man should also not go for a poor woman. A poor man should also go for a rich woman. So that
it should be balanced.
So that if one cannot, the other will complement.
Exactly.
But wow, it's going to be an issue. Are you sure people are going to try to do that? Because for me,
but when we do have it.
Yeah, we do have it. We're already practicing that. But when the argument was on, I was of the opinion that, okay, that family in particular had about 2 or 3 children prior to this one. Okay, so it's not as though they do not have money at all. Maybe circumstances or something like, and we all know how money is. You can be rich today and tomorrow you are poor.
Yes.
Okay, you've been rich before, you've come down before. Now by the grace of God, you are rich again. So imagine at a time that you are down. Should you not have children, or children you already had?
When I was down, my mind was on making money. It wasn't about making children.
But when you were down, you had money, you had kids. some
I
of your
kids
kids
already.
Some
Yeah,
of your
I
kids
have some of the
already.
kids already.
Yes, but you see, you are lucky. you got support from your mom, you got
Yes.
support from your husband,
Yes.
you got support from
Yes.
friends.
Yes.
But somebody is not as lucky as you are. They do not have the support, but they were rich and now they are poor and they don't have the support. What happens to
When
their
you were
children?
rich, what kind of circle did you have then?
Anyway,
because your circle will help you. If not your circle, let me give you an example. My late brother's wife, when my brother died, she forced her way to the UK, and when she went there, she didn't have much, but then she joined a church. So it was the church, a community. So it was a community that was supporting her throughout to date, I think. So you see, when you get to the point where you are able to feed yourself, don't forget that there are other people that might also come to your point or will even bypass you. So if somebody, just be kind, because you might not know who you go and meet, or when you're going up or coming down. So it's the circle. Who were you?
And also probably how you misappropriated
Exactly.
the funds. So you agree fully to the fact that if you don't have money, don't try to have children.
If you know you can feed yourself 3 times a day, go ahead, because at least if you don't eat 1 time and you give it to your child, you are okay. But because these days, when was the last time you saw a napkin?
Yeah.
Even in the rural areas, everybody is using diapers.
And they're expensive.
Very expensive. But listen, the money for even 1 pack of diaper is like lesser than condom. You get my point? Yes, it's lesser. Just we need to educate our young girls. We need to educate the men, the youth, the young guys, that if you think you're having fun, these days they call it fun. Yeah. Sex is fun. If you're having fun, just make sure that you are not going to impregnate someone's daughter. Make sure you are protecting yourself. You understand? So before I have my first child, I never did abortion before. But these days, these young girls, I met a 15-year-old girl who's done abortion about 4 times.
Oh my God.
15-year-old girl. Why? 3-4 times abortion. Because I asked her why, and she said she didn't know she was going to get pregnant.
So she was having
a silly excuse. And Ghana, with all the information you have online, and again, it comes back to what do we look for? When you go on social media, what are you searching for? TikTok and people shaking, singing, doing this. Can we use our phones to learn? Can we do that? I told you in the room that I learned doing my own makeup on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was a necessity for me because I can't have a makeup artist with me all the time.
All the time.
I had to go on the first time hosting a Zoom meeting. I went online on YouTube, typed, and I learned it. And you saw how I was during those times when I was doing Zoom meetings and hosting people all over the world. See how I went about it. And they were just clapping. I didn't go to any class to learn. It was on YouTube.
You utilized it, yeah.
Utilize your phone. It's not about shaking things. It's not about talking about someone, insulting someone. It's about learning. Yeah. Go on Google now. Go on YouTube now. Learn. If I have sex, protective sex, what will happen? What do I need to do? Learn these things. And don't just go on Snap and just doing Snap and you leave it there. Learn. Use your phone to learn.
So more women should be responsible for the sex they have. It's not fun. They call it fun, but the fun comes with consequences. And men should also learn to be responsible and know that if you're not ready to cater for children, you know your finances, you're not ready. Don't bring another person into the world to burden the person, because the burden is not just on you, but also on the child. Now, let's go for a quick commercial break. But before we come, we'll be talking about this part of the world where parents engage their children in the labor. Some call it child abuse. Do you think it's part of our culture, or truly it is child abuse? We'll go on a quick commercial break. This show is sponsored by Aflag, an organization that supports the rights of women, children, youth, and also everything that has got to access to justice. Aflag is the place to go. It's also being supported by Oriental Resource Hotel. As you can see, this beautiful hotel where we are having this show, the garden for all your outdoor events. Come to Oriental Resource Hotel, located at North Legon, and also supported by Praise TV, where this show is aired every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Escape to luxury, elegance, and tranquility at Oriental Resort Hotel, your premier destination in North Legon. Whether you are looking for a relaxing getaway, unwind in our spacious, beautifully designed rooms, indulge in exquisite dining, and experience world-class hospitality, enjoy our top-tier conference facilities, all designed for your comfort. Planning a special event? Our beautiful garden provides the perfect setting for outdoor weddings, private parties, and corporate gatherings, offering a breathtaking ambience that makes every occasion unforgettable. At Oriental Resort Hotel, every moment is an experience of luxury and serenity. Book your stay today. Call 0246 518632 or 055 250 4470, or visit our website at www.orientalresortghana.com. Oriental Resort Hotel, where comfort meets elegance. Thank you and welcome back. Yes, before we went on the break, I was talking about the fact that people who are poor usually engage their children. Do you think that engaging your children below the age, who are teenagers or below the ages of, teenagers and all of that, do you think it's a child abuse?
It's 50-50 for me because culturally, we all supported our parents one way or the other. And we did that because we were teaching them survival skills, or we wanted them to see how the world is, and when it comes to labor, how it goes. But there are others that strictly is like go and work and bring me the money. That's a different issue altogether. That one I would say it's child labor. But the ones that normally the home dad will pick the boy to the office, maybe a teenager, do administrative work, few things like that. That one you are teaching your son some few things.
So what if I'm a cleaner? I'm part of the Zoom Lion cleaners. Okay. And so because I'm part of the Zoom Lion cleaners, every day at 4 a.m., that's the time they go to sweep. The Zoom Lion cleaners, they go to sweep from like 4 a.m. So I'm leaving the home at 4 a.m. to go and sweep because maybe I've been assigned to Medina Market. When I'm going and then the work is voluminous, I'm weak, I can't do it, but I ought to do it. And I go with okay, you know my son. My son is 11 years. I go like, okay, I wake him up. He should follow me to go and support me to sweep. Will you call that child labor?
It is a child labor.
Why is it child labor?
Number one, he's supposed to be in bed that time so that he can prepare and go to school. Mentally, he's not ready for such thing. Maybe the day before, the night before, he had to do house chores and all that. So he needed to rest. So why are you using? I see it as you using the child, to if you know that the work was tedious, why did you go for it?
I don't have a choice. That's the only job that is available.
You always have a choice. You can go in for a job that shouldn't be that tedious. So I've
searched for several jobs and I'm not getting. So I've put in a lot of applications and I'm not getting. And this is the job I've gotten. And I'm also a woman who feels I must work at all time because I have children to cater for. We all know the money that Zoom Lion pays is peanuts. It's chicken. It's chicken change. Yes. Okay, we take that money out and one sitting we blow it. It's nothing. You and I will go out and we will blow more than what they are paid in a month. But the point is, that is what I got. That is the only job I got. My husband is probably a security man. So I need to do that money as little as it is. Okay, when I do that in the morning, then later in the day I go to do something. Now, I find that problematic because you are the same person who said that, for instance, you can take Brian. Okay.
My son.
Your third child. You can take Brian.
Junior.
Okay, so no, Brian is older. I mean Junior. You can take Junior with you to your office, right? If Junior comes to your office, Junior is not 80. Junior is young. We all know. If you take Junior to your office to work, you won't call that child labor.
What is he doing in my office to work? He comes to my office to worry me.
No, he comes to worry you, but assuming, what is he doing exactly? No, assuming you need Junior to come and help you to do some administrative stuff.
No, because he's not up to. But
no, I'm saying assuming. Brian is in the university.
Yes.
So he's doing what he has to do.
Yes. So let's assume that he will do errands for me. Even at home, I send him on an errand.
So you can bring him to the office to do errands. I mean Junior, not Brian.
Yes, like maybe get me my cup, take this book for me, take that pen for me. Okay. But this is a situation where Maybe he's on vacation or something. It's not school time. And look at the time he's even coming to me. It's the time that he's fully awake. He's got the proper energy. His mind is set.
So if I do that to Ian, mine will be child labor.
No, as in go and sweep at 4 a.m.
Yeah, follow me to go and sweep because I work with Zoom Lion.
Yes, but why are you waking the child up that time?
So what should I do? I need support.
You need support. Maybe speak to a friend, someone to support you and give.
If a friend supports me, I'll have to split the money.
Look, there are people who are willing to support you without saying, and if they are truly your friends, Amma, I will not do something for you and say, give me money, because you're a true friend. You understand? And I know your situation, so I have to support you. So that me and you, our child, your child is my child, our child can go to school.
Okay, now, do you think that it's a systematic failure or it's parents that are responsible? This whole poverty and it's affecting children, their education, their well-being, their mental state, everything. Do you place this blame on the government that it's a systematic failure, as I earlier said, or it is the parents that we should blame? Who do you blame?
I can't blame the government entirely, but the government has the majority role in this, because what is happening to our social welfare system, honestly, what is happening, I don't know. You see children out there selling water. We see them all the time. Are you telling me the people working at the social welfare, we don't have a proper system in place to take that child off the street? What's happening? We need to understand. In the States or different places, when I had my child, there was a system, there are groups that I didn't have money to get milk for my child. There are groups, there are places to go and say, listen, I have a child. I don't have money to buy milk for my child. And they were supplying me every month. Ghana, do we have something like that?
Oh, really? When you had Jojo in the US?
When I had Jojo in the US.
Oh, nice.
My money was not enough. And I'm saying it. So my sister was like, you know what? Let's just apply for this. And immediately they approved. And they will call me and talk to me, calm down. If the breast milk is not flowing, you know, they were taking care of my mind.
So the government has equally failed. So you put the larger burden.
The larger burden on the government. And individually, we need to be accountable for what we bring out.
So do you think now, one of the systems, you've mentioned what you experienced in the US, you think we should bring that to Ghana and Africa as a whole?
Yes.
Now, the other aspect, do you think that the government should have stricter measures in place to promote or insist on family planning?
Stricter is not going to be possible, but educating people.
I think when we were young, there were so many.
This is
it again.
Look,
because it was always on TV.
Yeah, exactly, they were on TV. They had this megaphone.
Exactly.
They were going to villages,
educating people. We don't have it anymore.
Yes.
So what's happening?
So when I was growing, because of those things, I said to myself that I don't want to have a child out of wedlock without being married.
Yeah.
So I'm married.
Yeah.
You understand? I married no matter how young I was. I married very early because I wanted to be married, and when I was married, my ex-husband, he was doing well by himself.
Yeah.
He had a car. Hello, ladies, that's what we like. He had a car. You know, he had a place to sleep. He had an income.
Yeah.
So when I came there and things were not working, I still supported him. My family supported because we saw a potential over there. You understand? So we shouldn't just go for anyone and have a child with that person because we were having fun. You know something? When my son was at senior high school, he went to Fantipem. Immediately when he was going, I realized that he started having his X chromosome and Y chromosome things. I called him. I said, Brian, as you are going to secondary school, if I hear that you impregnated someone, me, Victoria Nashikakwe, you will drop out.
For us to take care of that child.
Immediately.
Exactly.
Once the girl is dropping out, you are
also
dropping out. So that you start going hustle. When hustle,
because the minute you have a child, you must hustle to take care of the child.
And even when he was going to the university, I said the same thing. You understand? So for him, he's like, Mommy, I want to be rich before even I'll think of
that. Is why whenever he comes back from holidays, he's always working for you. Yes.
And I pay him.
Is abusing.
I pay him.
Don't bring my junior to your office. Brian is old. Brian is over 18. So yes, Brian can
Junior
do it.
Is the best.
Junior, relax. Allow Junior to enjoy and be a child.
He's not my child. He's going to be 16. And you know, that's one thing. As a parent, we teach our children to survive.
Yeah.
to
The survival skill
and
is important.
that is what I think some of the secondary schools they teach, that the food is bad, the environment is bad. They
Yeah.
are teaching you to be clean. You are teaching you to make sure that whatever you are taking, when you go out there, there's a high possibility some places will be worse.
Now, let me just catch you there. Before, because we are running out of time, do you think that wealthy parents raise better, responsible children compared to poor, good?
I told you first. I said parental skills, then your finances.
So being wealthy, that does not mean that you are going to raise
at all.
better
I mean,
children.
we've been in this country. We've seen wealthy children killing other children because they were ignorant, because they felt like, oh, I had this car, so let me drive it, or that, So you being wealthy doesn't, but it's your parental skills. That's why I touched on mental health situation.
Okay, so now should the society focus more on discouraging poor people from having children, or the society should focus on rather encouraging government to put in place measures that can help support the poverty, like the poverty state of people? Which should society focus more on?
I honestly think that we already have the measures. Just like we need to implement it more. We need to make sure it's working. Like the social welfare, like organizations and some NGOs supporting mothers, and other. We need to make sure that the government is supporting these people, because you can't stop people from, having sex and producing. So the education needs to be there. We need to make sure that the measures already in place are working. We need to make sure social welfare are punishing parents that are not taking care of their children. We need to have all these things in place and and then I believe that things will be good.
Okay, so give us your final words.
If your state, look, if you don't have money, your mind is not, you can't think straight. So number one, what is your parental skills?
We have a lot of people who do not have money and they are thinking straight.
Exactly. What is your parental skills? Look through that. If you are okay, then bring the child out. And also educate your daughter, educate your son that having sex is not fun, so that they don't go and bring you problems.
Having sex comes with what? Responsibilities. Consequences and responsibilities. Yes. As we've discussed, there's been this ongoing debate about poor people not having children, and others think expressing that poor people should not have children is you infringing on their fundamental reproductive rights. Now, what should the solution be? For me, I don't believe that we should infringe on those rights. Rather, what I think is that government should put in stricter measures of family planning, or also put in measures that can help society and help the poor people, because we have a lot of people who are poor not because they are poor. I may be rich today, tomorrow I may be poor. What happens if I had children before I became poor? Will you then tell me that my children should be killed? Or what happens? It means my children will have to support me. Also, we live in a culture where we see that children support their parents all the time. My only argument or my problem is that when it is a school-going time, do not interfere with a child's education, because when they come to support you at work when they are supposed to be at school, that is wrong. And also, you can't wake them up that early. As Nashika said, their mental health, they need to be prepared mentally to be able to go to school. But we understand that we live in a society where we are surrounded by poor people. The Bible even spoke about poor people, and we will continue to have poor people around us and amongst us. So what I would advocate and push for is that the government puts in place measures. In Ghana, we have the FQ, which is the Free Compulsory Universal Basic Education. We also have the free SHS and other policies that I believe government is going to implement, not just in Ghana, but all the African countries, would make this a more important way. Like Nas said, when she was in the US delivering and had a difficulty, quickly there was a support system. We need all of these systems in place so that somebody does not die because they can't afford 5,000 medical bills and they lose their life. We need to do more for ourselves and for all. Until next time, do enjoy your stay, be reproductive, but be responsible with your reproduction.
Yes.
And also, see you next time. Nashika, thank you so much for coming. Over here, when you come and support us, we also give you a beautiful mug. Okay, so a mug like this,
Yes.
which you place in your house or your office. No, we want you to place it in your office, okay, for
you.
drinking your tea and everything. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much.
And we hope that when next we call you, you Anna.
I will sure be here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And please enjoy your evening. Our viewers, enjoy your evening as well. And catch you next time. Bye.
This show is brought to you by Aflag, Praise TV, and Oriental Resort Hotel.